Hey there, hobby homesteaders. Welcome back to Peaks Peak. Today, I'm over here by the implement shed because we're going to talk about a couple of different things. We're going to talk about our Ironcraft box blade, and we're going to talk about an upgrade that I did to my tractor that I shared with you that I think some people might not understand one of the great benefits of. Stay tuned. So guys, we have something pretty cool in this envelope that goes on our Titan Implements box blade because it's no longer a Titan Implements box blade. You've probably heard a little bit about this whole situation. There's a company out there called Titan Attachments that sells affordable, cut rate, generic, whatever you want to call it, kind of bottom of the line tractor attachments. You can buy them on Amazon, and I'll be the first to tell you. In fact, I just recently put out a video about some generic tools and how there's a time and a place for that, I believe. If you have a need for something that you're only going to use once or twice, rather than spend a lot more money, you can buy a generic tool or tractor attachment, and it probably will get you by. But the problem that Titan Implements had is they make a good, sturdy, quality product in the USA, and they were being confused with Titan Attachments and getting a bad rap. Because their prices are affordable, people were assuming that their product was junk, and it's not. I've had really good luck with my box blade. I've been super satisfied with it. I spoke with the folks at Ironcraft, and we talked about the fact that I have a Titan Implements box blade, and they said they'd like to send me a new set of decals to put on it to get it properly branded. And so that's what we're going to do today. Now, I couldn't quite bring myself to get the garden hose out and the wash bucket and all that to clean up a tractor implement because, well, I mean, they're made to be used, they're made to be dirty, and I wasn't going to put that much effort into it. But I want my decals to stick. So I got me a can of brake cleaner, and we're going to clear off the spots where these decals go and get these put on. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you about the trick with the telescoping stabilizer links that's going to help you out, and if you don't already have them, make you want a set. So Ironcraft USA is probably not going to be calling me to become their decal installer anytime soon, but we got them on there. And I'm not 100% certain I got them in the right spot, but I looked up a picture online and this was the way they were on that picture. So anyway, at least we are representing the right company name now, because I think that's very important. For starters, these are made and assembled in the USA. That means something. And I definitely want somebody to be able to protect their brand and their interests. Now, let's kind of get to the real point of what I wanted to show you when we hooked up this box blade. I brought it over here in the lighting where I could kind of set it up and maybe explain just a little bit better why these stabilizer links make it so much easier to attach your implements. Okay, so when we raised those 3-point arms, did you notice anything? Because especially if you have the old turnbuckle style stabilizer links, you know that a lot of times when you're going to attach an implement, these arms squeeze together in the middle and you can't get them lined up with what you need, and you find yourself over there struggling around, and you're trying to stretch one leg over here while you hold this one down, and then you need to use your elbow to push the 3-point arm down to lower them down, and it just makes it difficult. But with these stabilizer links, the way that I hook up to my implements is I back in, especially a box blade like this, and line these up. I'll take the pins out of these telescoping stabilizer links and widen them out to where they line up. So you can back up to right in front of it if you want. Stop, you know, a couple inches out in front of it. Take these pins out of your stabilizer links and widen them out to where they're exactly in line with where you're going to be hooking up. You just back into place, drop them down to the right level, slide your pins in. You don't have to have your legs stretched across there trying to hold one out while you put the other pin in or anything like that. And if you're using the type like a bush hog or a rotary cutter that had the pin that sticks out that you've got to slide these onto, well then all you want to do is, before you back up to the implement, widen these all the way out, as wide as they'll go, and stick your pin in. And that will hold them out wider than your implement pins. You back up, line them up elevation wise, then you come back here, pull the pin out and slide them on how they go. So there's none of this whole trick of trying to hold them apart, because you've got pins to do that in these telescoping stabilizer links. That's one of the great things about it. Now the other thing is that it very easily, when you get your implement on and you put your pins in, it automatically tightens it up to where your sway back and forth is not very much. Whereas before, in order to tighten that up, you had to take out wrenches and tighten that turnbuckle until you got all the play out of it, and then tighten the jam nut to hold it in place. A whole lot more extra work. So if you're not running a set of these telescoping stabilizer links, you need to. Now, one other tip I'm going to give you, because I answered this question a couple times this week, is you will have clearance issues right here on your PTO if you leave that plate flipped topwise. I made a video about that before, and actually what clued me into that was somebody commented and told me when I first installed these, they said, hey, you're going to want to flip that plate because it's going to tear up your PTO covers, or it's going to rub on your PTO shaft. And sure enough, I went out and ran it the first time and it tore the plastic guard up on the shaft cover. So flip that plate over and it will give you more clearance on your PTO. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Just trying to share some tips that have been helpful to me as I've learned along the way. You know, doing this whole YouTube thing, I get to interact with a whole lot of other tractor owners and a whole lot of people that have a lot more experience than I do. And they share helpful things in the comments. And so what I try to do is pick the best of those and pass them on to you guys. Not claiming this is new information or that I'm the first one to think of it, because most of the time I didn't think of it to begin with. I'm just passing it along because I have access to a few more people to share it with. Guys, we appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a good day.